Hey guys, it's Reed here, and this is episode 7 of the Contest Coding Java YouTube tutorial series. And this time we are doing a problem that is similar to the 3D maze one I did a couple weeks ago. And this one is a 3D maze, except it's a 2D maze with heights on each of the coordinates. So as you can see in the DAT file here, there's numbers, and you can only go from 1 to 2, 2 to 3. You have to be like within one of each jump you make around the board. You start at a 0 and you end at a 0, and all you have to do is say true or false. Does it reach the other 0 with the path? So does it have a path to get across the map? So what I'm going to do first, get my char matrix map and your Boolean path. First thing you're doing in your loop, set your path equal to false, meaning that you haven't found a path yet. You got to make sure you reset that every time, and you're starting to read in your data, like send.nextInt for columns and rows. Now, something important to remember about this problem is that you do have a non-square maze, so you have to make sure you get rows and columns in the right spot in your maze, and everything else works out like so. So pick up send.nextLine to pick up the extra space, and now we do our for loop. And what I'm going to do is set map R to send.nextLine.toCharArray. Load in my characters all nice and pretty. Now we're going to need to find the start row and the start column. This is going to be wherever it is equal to -1. Now you have to name your loop so you can escape it efficiently and don't have to worry about stuff like that. And like that. And we'll do for int c equals 0, c less than call, c++. What you're going to do is start at the top, search all the way through until you get to a map RC. You'll notice I'm not using any braces to block off my code because you don't really need it. If RC equals 0, then you do have to put braces here. What you want to do is you want to set SR equals R, SC equals C, and break the loop, like so. And now we have the start column and the end column. Now basically you're going to have to call your recur method, which we're going to do void recur, and R, and C, char last, so the last character you visited, because you have to make sure you're within one of the current location, and a Boolean called start to determine whether or not you are at the beginning 0 or the ending 0. Then you're going to recur through everything with SR, SC. There's going to be a 0 for char last and false for your Boolean because you are at the start. And the start thing is, have you passed the start yet? So you have not passed start yet. We're going to return false like that. Then once you return, you're going to out.println the path with tertiary. If it's true, you want to do yes, as in there is a path. Or if it's not, you're going to just do no. Pretty simple. And that's the generic basic stuff for the code. Hopefully that compiles nice and pretty. Okay. Now we got to check our bounds. So what we're going to do first, we're going to see if r greater than or equals 0, r less than map.length, c greater than or equal to 0, and this is the important one, map c.length. Not like that. C less than map c map r.length. Okay, that's what it is. That is checking to make sure that you are in the right location. Now, since we're going to be efficient and we're not going to waste time going through the loop again if we've already found the path, we're also going to include not path, and we're also going to include not a location we've already visited, which would be map RC equals the pound sign. That's what we're going to use, the little pound hashtag sign, to indicate we've already visited this location, so we don't need to keep recurring through the map. But we'll stick that command up there to make it just another thing to check your boundaries. Test is what I like to do, get map RC. Just saves a little bit of time on the lookup because you have a value, you can test that. So test is 0, this is the tricky one. So if test is 0, what do we want to do? Well, we don't know whether we're at the start or the finish. We have to check if start and test is greater than or equal to last minus 1, and test is less than or equal to last plus 1. This means that we have already passed the start and we're within 1 plus or minus of the last location. Then we're going to say, hey, path equals true, and return it, because that means we have found the last 0, which is the one that you're going to return out of. Now, if it's not like that, else you're going to set start to true. You're going to set map RC to the little pound sign. Then you're going to do your basic recur. Recur R plus 1 C test start. Recur R minus 1 C plus 1 and C minus 1. And I did miss every one of those semicolons. Not a good day, not a good day. Okay, once you're done, you want to set map RC back to what character it was. That's because you want to keep your maze intact. You don't want to destroy your maze trying to look through it. Usually it doesn't affect it, but there are cases when you do affect it. So basically it's always better to rebuild your maze once you're done working with it. Now, so that's only for test 0. Now for everything else, we got to do the same boundary case, like so. And if it's inside the boundaries, pretty simple. Take all this, copy and paste. This isn't great code writing because you are doing copy and pasting, which is highly discouraged, but it will work. And you just check it, recur through it again, and let's see if this compiles and works. That should be it. Ooh, did not work. What did I do wrong? Let's see. So why would it be returning a 0? It's probably no. Path to true if it's in there. If start equals true. Interesting. Let's see. Not 0. Character 0. There we go. Oh, that would have been a tough one. So there we go. Yep. Yes, yes. No, no. That's the correct answer. So yeah, be careful about that when you're using characters. Characters can be compared to integers as well as literal characters. So you want to make sure you're using the literal type with little single quote marks on them. Otherwise, it will be a bad thing for you. Like it almost was for me. Good thing I had a quick debugging there. But yeah, that's it. So pretty simple code. Basic to hardest thing you have to make sure you remember is your map is not a square, so you have to make sure you use map r.length just to make sure. Or you could maybe use map 0 because it's not an oblong shape, it is a rectangle. But just use map r.length. It's the best way to do it. You can use it for every single type of maze and it will always work. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple. Thanks for watching and I'll see you on Friday.